When we started to redo our kitchen years ago, we decided we wanted to upgrade that island. Basically, the island was simply a base cabinet with doors on both sides, and then a drawer cabinet was bolted to it. It was from the Scherich company. They're no longer in business. It was all solid wood. And when we were taking the finish off, the genuine imitation mahogany, we found that what they used was hard maple. So we had a good base to start with. And right there is what it looks like after we got it all stripped down and we put one coat of Old Masters oil-based natural finish, then 2 coats of Old Masters satin poly, and then 1 coat of gloss poly, because it's easier to put 2 coats of satin and then 1 coat of gloss than trying to do 3 coats of gloss to build it up. And then we went ahead and put some stainless pulls on to update it. The next thing we did was we took beadboard and we wrapped the island in beadboard, used 16 gauge pass load pin nails, and that definitely upgraded the look of it. Then we painted it with our special paint called the house mud that we discovered when we were scraping down a door. We found a little bit of that original paint. We took a chip and got it scanned, and we've used that as the trim. It's a color that was sometime in the early 1900s that it was popular, but we like it. Next, we decided that we wanted to put tile on the top of the island. So we took 2 pieces of 3/4 plywood and then cut out some squares so I could, in one section, drop in a piece of marble, so if you wanted to do any pastry. Then another piece was cut so that we could drop in a cutting board. So now we have tile so that you can set something hot down on it and you're not going to burn anything. You've got a place to cut and you got a place to roll out pastry. So that's a 3-fer. And then you can, right here, you can see that I'm first time putting the tile down. I don't think I did too bad considering that was the first time I'd laid tile. And this next picture here, you can see that the tile is done and the 2 cutouts. Now the holes, those are for when we set the wood and the marble in. To get the level just right, we had to take it in and out multiple times, and we used tar paper to build it up so that it was level, because I wanted a level surface. So we used those holes to push the squares back up, and that's how we adjusted it. And there's, looking from the back side of the island, that's what it looks like. You got your beadboard with the house mud paint, and you got your tile, and it's looking pretty good at that point. Now we got to turn our attention to the front side with the doors. So initially we put in some drawers, but it just wasn't going to work. We wanted something far better than that. So we ended up with these chrome wire shelves. And to make that work, we had to go inside and create some nailers to put the slides on. And we did the exact same thing for the top drawer. We bought a drawer kit and put it together because that top never opened because it was designed for a sink. I took that face off and put in a drawer. And then I got all those little dividers and the plastic adjusters so that we could custom make anything we wanted. And then to move the island around, the way our kitchen is set up, if you want to go from the porch to the living room with something big like a couch or a bed or whatever, you have to make a 90-degree turn. Well, you can't make the 90-degree turn. You've got to come into the kitchen and then swing around and then go into the living room and then beyond. I got these appliance rollers from Amazon and I put them on the bottom of the island. So now it is very easy to move that island around so that within a few minutes you can move the kitchen table, you can move the banquette, which you're going to see next week, and then you can move the island, bring in whatever, and slide it back. No muss, no fuss. Now, to band all of that raw edge of the tile on the island, we went to Schuttler Systems and ordered their stainless steel trim. This is what it looks like. It's a 90-degree L. And there is a sample of what it's going to look like. We just we cut it and then set it against the edge to make sure that it was going to work. And then we have to use this special Loctite power grab because it's the only one we found that it was designed to stick stainless steel. And you have to wear a paint mask because there's a problem with the product as it is hardening or drying, that it produces methanol, which can be irritating. So in this clip here, you can see that I'm putting the power grab on the Schuttler stainless trim. This is just a voiceover because it can't speak very well with that paint mask on. And then after we got the glue on, we just pushed it down onto the edge of the island and then get it aligned. At least I thought I had it aligned. Till she told me that I didn't, and I had to readjust it one final time. And then when that sets up, it's not coming off. And finally, with all four sides glued down, I got out all my clamps and clamped the thing down and left it until the next day. And the next day I took all the clamps off, and that is our island with the tile, the cutting board, the marble, and the stainless banding. I think it came out quite well, and it's a far cry from what it was, and it's much more useful now.